All right, you're still watching Ways now. Access to sufficient amounts of safe food is key to sustaining life and promoting good health. Foodborne illnesses are usually infectious or toxic in nature and often invisible to the plain eye, caused by bacteria, viruses, parasites, or chemical substances entering the body through contaminated food or water. Food safety has a critical role in assuring that food stays safe at every stage of the food chain, from production to harvest, processing, storage, distribution, all the way to preparation and consumption. With an estimated 600 million cases of foodborne illnesses annually, unsafe food is a threat to human health and economies, disproportionately affecting vulnerable and marginalized people, especially women and children, population affected by conflict and migrants. An estimated 420,000 people around the world die every year after eating contaminated food, and children under 5 years of age carry 40% of foodborne disease burden, with about 125,000 deaths every year. And World Food Safety Day on 7th of June aims to draw attention and inspire actions to help prevent, detect and manage foodborne risk, contributing to food security, human health, economic prosperity, agriculture, market access, tourism, sustainable development. So this is a very, very critical day. I mean, if you've ever suffered food poisoning, that is just the tip of the iceberg, like really going and eating something that is, really contaminated. Wow. So
we just have to be very,
just keep drawing awareness. Yeah,
we have to be very careful.
It's so interesting that I was on my way back from. I went over the weekend. I went to see my kids. They're in Osun State. On my way back from Osun State, so I saw all these women. All these women that sell lemon and lime. There's always some concentrate that they put in the bottle. To preserve it.
Oh, okay. That's the one that they already extracted.
They extracted lemon and lime and all of that. I saw the woman. She had poured it. Next thing, looking at her hand, and she cocked the bottle. No! And somebody's going to buy this. Honestly, it was just like, she was licking everything. I said, God of heaven.
Goodness me. This is one we haven't seen. I mean, regarding fruits mostly, I think they've advised that when you buy your fruits, you have to vinegar, salt, wash it. If it's like mangoes and the rest that have like full cover like apples, you can actually still use soap to wash it with your sponge. Just ensure that it's clean.
Yeah.
Because you'll be wondering where is my problem coming from? You do not know that it's you that went to. Let's be guided.
Let's be guided. Let's find what we found in the news.
Okay, so from my end, Lagos Okada ban destruction targets Northerners. That's what they're saying right now. So the coalition of Northern Group has warned against the ongoing seizure and destruction of Okada motorcycles directed by the Lagos State government, saying the action targets Northern operators and therefore was completely unacceptable. So the CNG, in a statement by its spokesperson, Abdul Aziz Suleiman, noted that it was a rash, irrational, insensitive and wicked decision that the Lagos State government actually passed out 72 hours after announcing the ban. And they've actually been able to seize 7,548 bikes, and these bikes are mostly owned by the Northerners that are actually, operating them. So the man actually mentioned that we note that as of recent, the state government in the south have resorted to imposing and enforcing controversial, unfriendly and damaging legislation that effectively curtails the right of freedom of movement of northern people living amidst the state. So I feel like this needs to be handled quickly, because you know how Northerners do not take lightly of certain things, and they feel like it's not a good, a good law that has been passed. it was passed like last week or 2 weeks ago, and over how many thousand bikes have been seized.
Even it was though implemented.
Yes,
it's been passed a long time ago. Yeah. The implementation only took effect from the 1st of June.
So what I'm really concerned about right now is that they are not paying attention to the fact that the reason why the government actually stopped the bike movement is mostly for safety and insecurity. So now it's being looked as if they are actually targeting the northerners, even though we know that the most people that ride bikes in Lagos are northerners, right? But we also still have the Yoruba people, we have Igbo people, and people from other cultural background riding Okadas in Lagos. But the main reason, the major reason for the closure or for the, what do you call it now, the ban is because of insecurities that have been too much in the country. I mean, accidents have happened. Remember the one that happened at Lagos, no, not Lagos, the Lekki Ekpe Expressway, that they had to burn the buses at a particular time because the Okada had an accident. I think the person got killed. It's really terrible that a lot of people have been affected, mostly their livelihood. I think that's the major reason why they're actually
Even though, so earlier today, someone has shared a video to my WhatsApp.
Yeah.
I think there was an uproar around, is it Alagbuli, or one area in Lagos, where protest was ongoing, and there was, you know, real rancor. You could see a lot of people. I wish I could play that video, but it's all over the place. So, I mean, it's a huge situation. We've said it that the government has to find a very creative way to find solution to this menace. Because Okada in itself is a huge menace. But again, taking livelihood off of people is bigger. I mean, my mom sent me a video just before we came on the show of a young woman in Delta State. It's happening right now because they just did the video. Wow. She went to the market or something. Before coming back, her baby was nowhere to be found, only for her to find that her mother sold the baby to the landlord for you know, that she doesn't have rent money and all of that.
What?
So sold the baby. Yeah. So I mean, it is
rent
and this
money.
Was at the point where they wanted to probably burn her alive. That's when
she now confessed.
She had to confess. She was first of all trying to feign ignorance that she doesn't know what happened. So people are hungry, and when there's hunger, there's a lot of desperation. You know, you see people will do anything, you know, because they're extremely desperate. So
like, where do we draw the line?
Absolutely. So it's a serious situation. All right, so my story is actually, I found it quite interesting, and at the same time, I wanted to address this because this is a common thing I see happen around people. So I give you an opportunity. Whatever you make out of that opportunity, it is all on you.
Yeah.
Where I see people say that they try to take credit for somebody else's success, if I had known, if I had not known, you know, as if, you know what, without me, you would have been nothing. I hate that mindset.
Yeah.
You know, I really dislike that mindset. It's something that we should not encourage. I've given you an opportunity. You made the best out of it, and you brought out something great from it. Yeah, you thank God and you move on. But to now say that, you know, it's almost like without me, you'd have been nothing or something. So it's someone called Bayo Onanuga. He says, I regret nominating Osinbajo to work with Tinubu. So this is a Lagos spokesperson of Tinubu organization, his campaign. He said yesterday that, you know, whilst then Governor Tinubu became governor and all of that, so he was the one that introduced, right, Vice President Osinbajo to be, you know, to him, and eventually who became his Attorney General during his administration as the Lagos State Governor. So he said that Tinubu was just sworn, had just won the elections as governor of Lagos State, and days after we met on the 6th floor of Cresta Laurel at Maryland, which Otumba Gbenga had donated for their use, and Tinubu and Osinbajo, you know, he was the one that started, you know, he started deliberating on the people that would form his cabinet. When he started deliberating, that was when he presented, what's it called, Osinbajo to him. The question I ask is, did he do his job? Because if Osinbajo did not do his job excellently well, Tinubu would not have gone ahead to say, you know what, let me keep pushing. Because I get you. Let me tell you something. Success is not in isolation, right? Yeah. Success is somebody would see that, oh, I think, oh, you have this potential for something, and I think you make good use of this. Let me put you here, right? So whatever I then make out of it, if Osinbajo was not successful, we will not be having this conversation today.
I was even going to say that.
Do you understand? So it makes no sense for you to come out to say that you regret nominating him as what's it called?
He should have even thought about it twice before making that statement, because I remember the video where Tinubu was, giving his speech, and he said that they asked him to bring 3 people, and he had 3 people. And he decided that, you know what, I'm not going to give you 3 people because you can bring the 4th person. I will give you 1 person. And out of the 3 people, he chose Osinbajo. Tinubu is a very smart man. For him to make that decision, it means that he had seen that Osinbajo could do whatever it is that those. So he had other options, but he chose this man. So it means that you're questioning him for choosing.
I just wanted to put it out there because I see this happen all the time. Where people just say, if not for me, not be. I say, come on.
You're just an instrument. Like I said, there are so many people that, let's use a job for instance, or a business. You gave me an opportunity to go for an interview, right? Me getting to the interviewer and they ask me questions. How I move
and landing that job.
Yes, landing the job is not you. Exactly. It's me that went into the place and spoke and did what I had to do, and I got the job. And they're like, if not for me, sorry, you're not God. Move on.
On that note, let's talk the name Jesus.
Let's call the name Jesus.
We'll be right back.